Hey, this is Anthony Hannigan. Welcome back to musicmoose.org. We are here in the great Northeast, putting out some more mandolin music for y'all, and we've been calling out chords in this series. Had many requests, a lot from Mando Pirate out there in North Carolina, who was very gracious and my happy host. So a lot of this is for him and the other Moose community that's calling out for it. In the beginning, the advanced players, intermediate players, you could stick around and play along with us and come up with some new diversions of your own and send them on to us. But for right now, we're going to call out some of the chords for the beginners who are just learning the chords. Now, in any kind of jam situation that you find yourself in, it's key to go over, key with no pun intended, but it's to find out what key you're actually playing in is probably going to be your number one kind of hurdle to get over. So if you look at inside the jam, find the guitar player. If there is no capo on the instrument, and by capo I mean a device that's laying over the fretboard of an instrument somewhere, they're probably playing in an open tuning, which would be a G chord, or it could be in C, or it could be in F, it could be in E. I try not to use a capo that much just because I like working a lot of the big full chords and not getting the ringing on the guitar so much. But that would be a good example. Pretty much you can pick out if there's a capo on the second fret, it's going to be in A. If there's one on the third fret, it's probably in B flat, and so on. So that's the trick right there, is to identify, maybe learn some guitar chords as a mandolin player so you can kind of watch the changes. And also listen to them too. And we're going to do this next tune. It's an old standard called The Old Home Place. And pretty much the chords that are in it, it goes from G to a B, to a C, to a G, 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 to a D, G, D, C, G, G, D, G. So that's the very first part of the song. We're going to go over that one more time, and the chords I'm going to use in this are G, right to a B, to a C, to a G, to a G, stays on the G for a little bit. And each one of those chords, you can kind of hear a change. This right here, this sounds completely different than this. So you can actually hear the change. You want to start listening to those changes. So I'm going to walk that through one more time, just with simple two-finger chords. Change. There was another change in there too. Another change. G, B, C, G, G, D, G. So that's the very first part of the tune. Now we'll play it up to speed here a little bit. And what we want to do is remember those chords that are going on. So that's another thing you could do, is actually memorize the chords. And a lot of people do that. There's nothing wrong with doing it, because then if you have them memorized, you don't have to ever think about them anymore. You already know what they are. So, but I actually would get into the practice of understanding other chord shapes and other instruments, so you can see, look at a banjo player and say, hey, there's no capo. He's probably playing in G. Or if you see the capo up on the 4th fret, you know that he's probably playing in B, because the banjo likes to have the ringing bluegrass sound going around it. But there are some jazz guys who don't use the capo, so you have to, in doubt, always ask. So this is The Old Home Place. We're going to start it off in G. G, 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 B, C, G, D, G, B, C, G, G, D, G. Again. B, C, G. D, G, B, C, G, G, D, That's pretty much the first part of it. And a lot of times you can either do the chop over top of it, G, B, C, G, and so on, or you can kind of get a more of a ringing kind of folky sound too, and that would be G, B, C, to a D. And we're going to get some more into like actual picking techniques and different styles for rhythm too in some of the episodes that are coming up. But for right now, that pretty much covers it. We're going to go over it one more time, just the beginning part. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, G, G, to a D, G, C, G, D. Okay, that's it for part 1 of the Old Home Place. We're going to get part 2 right at you coming up soon. This is Anthony. Thanks for tuning in to musicmoose.org.